Yo, it's Hublo back with another video. So I know it's been a little minute. We've been really honing in on focusing on our discipline the last 2 months, not really focusing on too many trades that didn't really look um, like the market was actually participating the right way. So what we did was, I remember one week I was on vacation, another week I think we took like one trade. So every week since I've been off vacation, which that was like the middle of last month, we haven't really taken a lot of trades. It's been like one week, yeah, about like 3 weeks that we just took one trade each week. So there's not really a lot to do a recap over. So we're just going to be doing a recap from 731 and covering everything from that time. So we're just going to do one big recap to kind of make up for that. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So this is the free section of our trading analysis Discord. So anybody can tap in and have access to this. So for this trade, this was 731. As you can see, I call it out as, I see it. So, I always let everyone know, what we're looking at. This is another trade, 730, hit TP, we were out. Market kind of did a fake. So after it hit RTP, did a fake. Got to watch out for those fakes. So on the 31st of July, we decided to sell Nas. I got the notification. We had a sell stop here. We sold Nas, and it was definitely a beautiful trade, and it was very quick too. I remember this one. This one was very quick, shot straight down, came. At this point, I was kind of second guessing it, but I still didn't go break even. And we ended up, getting a little stutter here, but we ended up hitting TP perfectly. So that was the 31st of July. Now moving on to the 5th of August, because that's when we started, getting back into trading again. Let's see. We had this trade here. We were looking to, have price push up above here and then activate us to then go up. And price just had other plans. So we didn't get activated for this trade. It ended up coming down to the 50% here, and it didn't look like we were actually taking any considerations on trying to either hop in the other way or anything like that, because you would just hate to try to get in something that really wasn't your bias, and then now it goes your way, and now you were technically right but you were technically wrong. So it doesn't look like the market will give us anything in our direction today. Once it's 2 p.m. Central Time, I'll be done looking for today. So just letting everybody know, like, hey, we just gotta stay disciplined. No trading, no chasing trades or anything like that. Gotta make sure we stay disciplined at all times. So, the next day after that, Nas was actually hitting the buy stop that we originally had set, but we didn't catch it low. So Nas had came down. We had that buy stop here, and we just kept the buy stop because I was just like, you know what? It activated it. We didn't get to catch it low because I wasn't up that early. Um, and mind you, that all of this happened in pre-London, so all of that, structure that they created before the big buys, it happened pre-London. So I was just like, hey, activate us. We're gonna execute a small lot due to it being catching it at the high. But this is the high of the market. So let's see. We ended up closing some partials, and then we were currently up 70 points at the time. And then after we were at 100, which is that's usually like my cap, 100, 110, 120. That's when I'll like consider definitely closing a trade for good. Because 100 points in one day is awesome. It's great to be able to just catch that. So for 100 pips, we definitely closed it. And then the trade did end up hitting TP for 140 pips. So from that buy stop we had set price, and then we got in a little bit early, so that's why you see the risk to ratio got pulled down a bit. And then from there, yeah, it was up and it was stuck. So, really, you just got to really understand that, it was a high risk trade. We did take partials here, and then we ended up taking the rest of position somewhere up here. So you just got to understand that, sometimes the market is going to move funny. You just got to know how to navigate it. So, after that, we had a couple days of just no trading, and I just had to update the chat like, "Hey, market went crazy today. Was too late in Nas buys, but I see some. If I see something, I'll let you guys know." I really just wasn't trying to just hop in anything just to say, we're in it because you just got to be disciplined as a trader. So that following week, uh, we had been in this one since last week, so that's we posted this one in the private part of the Discord, the trade ideas section down here. So we were floating in this, and it was we just kind of like left it over the week, and let's see, we were just trying to see if it'll definitely stay true. It almost took us out, but it kept us in. It eventually ended up hitting SL and coming down to this point of interest area we had down here. So we were, thinking we were going to be saved because once it created structure up here, we were already in it. We were in profit. It came back down, almost hit SL and respected the structure, and then created another break of structure. We thought we were in the safe zone, but it still just had some more liquidity and order blocks down here that they wanted to kind of capture. So it did what it did. And eventually, after it hit this area, it made another break of structure. And I advise everybody to kind of buy here. So we end up, waking up, buying there, and it was in the middle of the afternoon. And we still end up getting taken out, and it was already a slow week that week. So we did end up still getting taken out once again, and then the market just flew up. So it just really, it's definitely, a sight to see. It didn't happen to me a lot when it came to the markets. I've heard a lot of people over the weeks talk about how they were getting slammed around, stuff like that. Just didn't happen to me. Because at the same time, I know when the markets is moving in a way that I would like it to interact with it. And these days it's just these plays didn't work out, and that's totally fine. And then this one, we were too patient this week with the setup on Nas. Also took uh, off quick. We'll be back next week. Would rather have be patient and then a bunch of losses. So we took two losses for the week that week. So we were really just patient heading into this trade. But we were just a little too patient because that would have been a great trade for us to be in, and the fact that we already had it marked up previously for us to interact with that trade. But it was what it was. We stayed disciplined, and we ended up catching something on the 26th that was really great. So price still kept me in. Let's see if we can get the TP. So this was a trade that we called on the 26th, 9:56 a.m. Ended up seeing price, doing his break instruction, doing his thing, closing above. Ended up executing here once we got that close above this structure because this structure just kind of wicked down and it wicked here. So I wasn't really sure and I didn't execute here. But once it made this candle, I opened up a position here, and it was just a great position to be in. It did almost, come and take us out, but because of the spread of the broker that I use, it didn't take me at least out here. So I was still in it once it did this, and it kept me in. And we were close to TP, and we closed around 70 pips or so because I saw it kind of starting to come back a bit. It did end up hitting TP eventually, I believe, but yeah, we just wanted to just get out and just secure those pips as we almost got taken out there. And then that morning we were just waiting for confirmation on Nas, just letting everybody know, hey, like stay ready, stay close to your phone so we can all execute together. Sell Nas may not come all the way down, but let's see. This was just after the buys that we had took, so we were looking for a possible sell here, and then we did end up getting stopped out for that position as it came down a bit. So it came down about a good 70 or 100 pips, but just looking for it to possibly at least go to the middle or down to TP a bit more. That's what we were kind of looking for. We kind of waited and we got stopped out on that one. And then we waited a couple of days because I think that was like the end of the week. And then always letting the chat know, hey, waiting on sales on Nas. Once, I saw that, letting everybody know, like, hey, you know, execute, on Nas, and then letting everybody know, like, hey, we're in profit, and we're going to hold this past, our session, which sometimes, with Nas, I normally don't do. We did end up getting stopped out on this one as well. So that was definitely, just another L that we took. So basically, like, three L's within the past like 2 months, which that's not a lot, especially when you're executing properly over the course of a 2 month span, and also at least catching 70 to 100 pips on Nas on great positions, on great returns, and you're using a certain lot size. So we got stopped out on this one. Just letting everybody know, like, hey, the markets is wishy-washy today, and I'm gonna uh, there was going through a lot of fake outs. Gonna be patient and see if I see anything worth taking. So it just really, depend on what I saw, but didn't really see anything. As you can see, that was the fourth, and we didn't trade again until the 10th. So that was the fourth, and we didn't trade again until the 10th. So the middle of the week after that, because there was just so much wishy-washiness with the market. I had just decided to not even partake, in how it was reacting, and I was just cool off of it. So I didn't take no trades, didn't put no trades in the Discord or anything, just kind of let everything rest. And I did put an announcement in there at one point, just letting everybody know, encouraging everybody, like, hey, quick update for the squad. Hey fam, just want to check in and give y'all some full transparency in the last couple of weeks. 2 weeks ago, we didn't do a weekly recap because we were still in some trades from the prior week. Nothing new to break down. Last week I was traveling, and then today we didn't have any setups, but I'm still here and locked in. If you ever need anything, hit me up directly. My DM is are open, and a lot of you already reached out, which I appreciate, and just letting them know to, look ahead for what we have going on. And then a quick note on last week. So this is before the 10th. No recap posted because we only took one trade and kept it light. Keep it disciplined. This is a week we're looking for way more impact, and so stay sharp. And then this was the week after the 10th. This was the week after the 10th. This is a new week. Last week we only took one trade and it ran for 140 pips. I'll be dropping a video on that. And then because honestly, this might be our new rhythm until the markets pick back up. Fewer setups, higher precision. That's the lane. So stay disciplined, ask questions, don't delete your posts, focus on leveling up, uh, and not just showing up. So just giving encouragement to the chat, letting them know, like, hey, we got a lot of things cooking up. We just got to stay steadfast, stay patient, and we're gonna get there. So this was a setup that we had on Nas. This was a sell stop we had, and just waiting for market to kind of activate us in. Sometimes I like to do that. I kind of put it up a bit once I saw kind of market start to become weak here. So I adjusted a bit. We did get put in to the market here. We lit. I told y'all patience is key. So I already knew this one was a banger before it even was a banger. And then we end up, just seeing if we can get to the 100 pip mark, which that's usually where I either take partials or just take the whole thing. It just really depends. And then we were up 100 pips, from that area. So, it was a great trade to be in. It was fire. It didn't take that long. And then we ended up fully hitting TP on this trade. So it was definitely a great trade to analyze and just to watch flow. TP was hit perfectly and then reversed right after 3 weeks. of barely any trades. We stayed down and now we're up. Drop some emojis below. So of course we got some emojis drop, and then we hit TP here, and then the market kind of reversed. So glad we were able to kind of get out. Uh, and then this was the 16th. So this was last week Tuesday. So waiting on a retracement on Nas to catch the move further down. So we did end up seeing that the move was here, and we did end up, capturing, getting in this trade. We just put like a little notification up here just in case it did try to like start to retrace on us. And this one is we held from the day before. So we took it on the 16th, but we held until the next day, which you can kind of see it did a lot during that session, but it didn't, come above too high, and it didn't become come low too high. So we did end up seeing a drop. It wicked here, kind of made me nervous, but as long as it respected the structure, I was still, in it, and just letting everybody know to, just stay patient. We're still in profit. Take partials or hold for longer. So I usually just hold for longer. At least I wanted, people to kind of secure because I know we've been in it from the day before. But this is where, we ended up, cutting this trade because we actually got to the mark of 108 pips, which I was totally fine with. And that was around 10:30. So it only took about a good 2 hours for it to really, do its thing. So yeah, 2, 3 hours. So that was 7. This was 8:40 a.m. This is how it looked. And then at 10:30, this is how it looked. So definitely, if you want to tap into, uh, a Discord and a community that, is keeping you updated on the trades all the time, showing you exactly precision trades, how we get in. This is definitely the chat for you. TP Smash for 150 pips. We're so blessed, chat. We literally only been trading when the market feels right. All these other trades, then traders have been getting slapped around because they don't got no discipline. Let's stay focused, grounded, and shut out all the noise and end off this year great. So we did hit TP on this one, a big wick rejection, and then price just reversed. So yeah, TP was definitely hit. It was perfect. So we definitely got a great move out of that one. I was looking for price to go either way on these gray areas. So I was really looking for a buy, and I was looking for price to kind of come into these gray areas to buy again, but we end up not even, getting in because price just kind of did its own thing and took off. Again, if you want to tap into a community that's actually showing you discipline, showing you how to actually do what you need to do in the markets to make you not only a consistent but a profitable individual and a trader, definitely feel free to tap in. The link is always on our YouTube videos, either below this one or below any other one. So definitely tap in. Again, I'm Hublo, and I'm out.